me see if it's on and popping.
Hell of a job. And the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys? Yeah!
How about them Cowboys? Click like Cowboys. Make you say Wild Boys from the QBs, DTs, LBs, and the Towel Boys. You tuning in to the team that win. Big game, first name James. He interviewed, he called the games. Silver blue, you know the name. From the Emmitt Smith to the Michael Irv. We beating skins.
Okay, yeah, we logged out.
You did one hell of a job. And the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys? Yeah!
How about them Cowboys? Click like Cowboys. Make you say Wild Boys from the QBs, DTs, LBs, and the Towel Boys. You tuning in to the team that win. Big game, first name James. He interviewed, he called the games. Silver blue, you know the name. From the Emmitt Smith to the Michael Irv. We beating skins, shooting birds. I see a bank snatch it out his fur. Favorite team on the planet Earth. From Monday night to Sunday church. DJ putting in the work. I'm tuning in, no need to search. Through thick and thin and good and worse. Them Cowboys, click like Cowboys. Make you say Wild Boys from the QBs, DTs, LBs, and the Towel Boys. You tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the, goddamn, they did it again. How about them Cowboys? Click like Cowboys. Make you say Wild Boys from the QBs, DTs, LBs, and the Towel Boys. You tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the team that silver and blue done did it again.
We live.
Them Cowboys, click like Cowboys. Make you say Wild Boys from the QBs, DTs, LBs, and the Towel Boys. You tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the, goddamn, they did it again. How about them Cowboys? Click like Cowboys. Make you say Wild Boys from the QBs, DTs, LBs, and the Towel Boys. You tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the team that silver and blue done did it again.
What's good, everybody? What is good? What is good? What is good? Let me turn this down a little bit. Apologize about that. Boss Cowboy, what's up with you, dog? Let me
What's
change.
up, man?
Let
Hey,
me.
don't act like Friday, man.
All right, hold on. I just got to change, so I got to make sure my I got to see my name.
My boy said, man, what's up, big game?
What's up, big
Mr.
dog?
James?
Hey, what's up, big dog? You know how we do, man. Let me just do something right quick. Right quick, right here. I'll just change something right quick. There we go. To move that over a little bit. All right, y'all. What's good? What's good? There we go. My boy D White with the $5 holla. Fondell Jackson. Let me give a shout out to everybody in here right quick, big dog, and then we'll get right at it. All right. Young C, no, what's up with you? The Ninja, my dog, Jessica, Jim Laws, Boothang, of course. Eduardo, what up with you, man? Rue Glock, what up? I ain't got my Tide shirt on today, big dog. KMT, you know how we do. Dak Attack, what's up? Josh Norman, what's up with you, big dog? Keep on sharing this. I haven't been able to share. Thank you for the donation. Let's get them donations popping, man. I got hella bills coming. But hey, yo, what's up with you, big dog? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm good, man. How you doing, big game?
I'm just chilling, dog. You know, a lot of Cowboys news. We're gonna jump right into it. Talk about a lot of things in a short period of time, man. But let's jump on the big news first. Mr. Randy Gregory, reinstated finally, after seems 100,000 years. Honestly, I was getting tired of the back and forth, boss. I was getting tired of going back and forth. I was tired of hearing the story. Not saying I was tired. What up, Uncle Charles? I was not saying I was tired of, Randy Gregory, but I was just tired of the situation. You feel me? I just got tired of hearing the same thing over and over. And I just felt like, when is this everything going to even be over? But now we finally got Randy Gregory is finally reinstated. I'm going to pull up something because he's not eligible to play until like week 6 or 7. They say he's got to go through protocol, things of that nature, which is kind of weird. They make him wait that long. But hey, at the end of the day, I'm just happy that he's finally reinstated. The only thing he had ever had issues with the marijuana, and we see that that's no longer an issue. So, what are your thoughts and opinion right now as Randy Gregory has been reinstated?
Man, somebody is offended somewhere. Now, who we don't know, but somebody is pissed. Is it Goodell at Jerry over losing the lawsuit with the Pepsi deal and the signage deal for the stadium rights, or is it the guy that Randy was openly having a Twitter war with, who was basically working with the Players Association? So that makes you wonder, right? You got to wonder, like, why are you fighting with the guy who's supposed to be fighting with you? So everything about this stinks, man.
Mm-hmm.
It just stinks. It's like after the CBA was done, and now marijuana is no longer a punitive matter, punishable. It should have been right then. He should have been reinstated, and it's common sense. And nobody's knocking Alden Smith, but if you want to see a real diversified rap sheet of a guy who had a lot of issues, who really, according to conduct, detrimental to the league, on a rap sheet standpoint, is the poster child of don't give any more chances. And he was in way before Randy. And we all know Randy's issues was one thing. So it stinks. I'm glad he's back, but then 6 weeks is another slap. He made some enemies, I think, with the friends.
Think so?
Yeah. I think just a gut feeling. When it's if your attorney is mad at you, you're gonna lose the case.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? So
Mm-hmm.
the players union is the attorney for the players. So if you keep having everything go against you and you having a public war against a representative of the players union, you going at your own attorney. You going at the people who's supposed to represent you,
And what's up with those guys not doing the job, right? So it's so stinky, it's so unfortunate, and it's so bad, it's wrong. And it's also risking Big James, in my opinion, his career. This man, I'm kind of glad they're holding him back maybe 6 weeks, because give him some time to kind of bang up and get that neck tight, right? To
Mm-hmm.
where he out there with some major contact, man. If they threw him out there right now, man, we'll lose him.
Yeah. And you know what? I hear you when you say that. That's what I was thinking. At first I was frustrated, like, damn, why y'all making them sit? But at the end of the day, here's the good thing that I see about this. I don't like that they're making him wait that long to get back on the field. But like you said, he hasn't really. I know he's been training, but as we said, football training and training in your gym or your backyard or anything like that, that's totally different. Hey ho, Tavis Banks with the $10
My boy Travis, what's
holla.
up?
What's up, Tavis? How you doing, big dog? Said, do you believe Bradley and I can play linebacker now that Randy is back? We'll see. He's never really played it, but they've been doing a lot of stand-up with Dorrance Armstrong, D-Law, so I'm sure that they would definitely try it, and they had him in position to do it. But since we couldn't see anything, you know what it is. You know what I mean? But at the end of the situation with Randy Gregory, I'm feeling you with the fact that I don't want him to hit the ground running right now because, like I said, he hasn't been with the team. He hasn't been training with the team. He hasn't done anything with the team. He's just been training on his own. So now you got 6 weeks of being with the team, being able to train with the team, be able to talk and kick it with the team. What's up, Mercedes? Do all those things to get you acclimated. And here's the best thing about this, boss. You don't have to play him now. RD is straight. You get what I'm saying? You
Right.
got D-Law. You got Tyrone Crawford. You got Dontae Poe. You got Alden Smith. You got Everson Griffin. You're still probably going to keep a Dorrance Armstrong Jr. after cutting Joe Jackson. You're still going to have a Bradley Anae. You have guys that can rush the quarterback. A Jalen Smith sending on blitzes because he was a great rusher. You were sending LVE on blitzes. I'm sure you're going to blitz some corners or some safeties. You feel me? You have guys to put pressure on this team. We were feeling great. We just talked earlier, just about 5 minutes ago. You said, Jay, you was going ham on that video. Yes, because I was excited. Because here's the thing, big dog. We lost Gerald McCoy. And we ain't missed a beat. You ain't sitting there thinking like, dang,
Man,
this is just really bad right now. Dang, this is
no.
just really bad right now. You know what I'm saying? You're
Yes.
still sitting there thinking like, we lost a Gerald McCoy and we still good. Now you add a Randy Gregory and we straight without them right now. So when you get him a week 6, it's actually going to be perfect because that's when you start getting into the meat of the schedule and you might be needing more people. Who knows if you have an injury with one of the defensive linemen, you slide a Randy Gregory right on in. So at the time that I don't like that he has to sit out, but it's probably best when you see the way the situation is going right now.
Yeah. Yeah, cause it just is, yeah, because the initial instinct is kind of like you start thinking justice and all this kind of stuff. But like, yeah, our prudent minds kick in. It's like it's football. And we deep. Yeah. So but then at the same time, there are some people who can kind of hit the ground and they so fresh and they've been really grinding that they can actually make some real plays real quick. But like you said, we so deep. I'm not. I don't care. I really don't. Like, okay, 6 weeks, fine, cool. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I mean that's a great feeling when you can sit
Yeah,
back
that's a
and
great
say,
feeling, man. You
man, we
good.
don't have to force him because you remember how we was like a few years ago, we need Randy Gregory. We need Randy Gregory. We need him on this defensive line. We need him. If we don't have him, we don't have a right defensive end. That's why they went out and got a Robert Quinn. You feel me? Because they didn't have anybody on that backup spot. That's why they went out and did a major signing because we didn't think Robert Quinn to me was like a huge signing because I didn't think the Cowboys would even go after somebody like that. You feel me? So that
Yeah.
was telling me there was a little bit of start changing thought. Like, let's stop getting these bargain basement players that really ain't going to do nothing for Dallas. And let's actually start getting some real defensive linemen in here that can really put on some pressure here. So now you sit there and think it's a luxury bringing a Randy Gregory back. It's a luxury. And he got that damn Ben still. And I got to give props to Jerry Jones because for real, he stayed with them this whole damn time. That's support.
It's smart too. It was actually good business.
Great business.
Uh,
He didn't cost you nothing.
Exactly. And then it was also smart to anticipate the change in the marijuana policy. Because this was like my third article from 2 years ago. I wrote an article about this. I called it buy and hold strategy. And
Mm-hmm.
I was talking about prohibition, where, obviously they allowed alcohol to become legal when it used to be like marijuana is treated today, where
Mm-hmm.
it had a stigma and it was a lot of violence with it, with the mafia, right? And the
Mm-hmm.
Kennedys got ahead of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
They saw the change in political will and they saw the change in public sentiment on alcohol. And when they saw that change, they forecasted how to actually be profitable with it. That's exactly what Jerry did. And because I put out there even Alden Smith 2 years ago and was afraid to do it, to be honest, because it felt wild to say. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because it seemed so impossible. But Jerry forecasted. He saw it into the future and was like, I'm gonna buy him cheap and I'm gonna hold him. Because at the end of the day, Randy Gregory still had a top 15 grade. Some things you keep.
That's somebody you keep. You feel me? You don't get rid of something like that. You don't get rid of a talent like that. And especially like you said, he ain't costing nobody nothing. He's not. It'd be different if you hold on to this kid and you're paying him $5-6 million a year. You're not. You don't have to pay this kid nothing. So why would you sit there and just say, well, let's just give up on him? No, just sit there and wait it out. And you got to give props for Jerry Jones for being a smart businessman. That's why he has the Cowboys. That's why they're the number one ranked team in the whole America, the whole country, the whole continent, because he's a smart businessman. And so now you're a smart businessman, you lay low, and you got to give Randy Gregory props for still keeping his mind right. Because how long we've been going through this? 5 years. You feel me? He got drafted in 2015, only seen a year and a half on the field. So you got to give props to Randy Gregory for keeping his mind right, for pushing forward, for staying clean, for doing the right things, for staying on his program and staying off the media. He did everything that he was supposed to do. So that's why you got to give a Randy Gregory props, because he's been going through this since 2015. And for him to still staying on the course, still staying and doing exactly what he was supposed to do, we got to give that man props. And we can't sit there and say, oh, well, I hope he's better and he ain't going to be doing nothing. He wasn't doing nothing before but smoking some bud because he had some issues. You get what I'm saying? It's not like he was out there doing criminal things, go out there wilding out. So people can't just attach something like he was out there beating up people and doing things. He was smoking marijuana to deal with his anxiety and his depression and things of that nature. But to still stay on course beyond that, that's kudos and props to Randy Gregory to me.
Yeah, and I want to say one more thing on Randy Gregory. Um, some of it wasn't even the marijuana because allegedly his last two violations wasn't actually
Yeah, because he didn't show up.
he didn't show up. He missed a test
Mm-hmm.
and he was in rehab.
Right.
So, and he took a test that same day. So it was like a technical fail where the league could have literally went to the established uh rehab center he was frequenting to better himself. And it was just so big government, for lack of better words. It was abusive.
Mm-hmm.
So when they would say he failed the program, not even smoking marijuana, but it put a marijuana stigma on him. So you so right that to even tough out the hypocrisy of this stupid stuff, and I'm so glad the CBA finally bend to common sense, man.
I mean, common sense is come on, dog. It's weed. I mean, I'm 420. I ain't scared to say I'm 420, but come on, dog. There's a lot of other things going crazy than somebody smoking marijuana. You know what I mean? So,
Exactly.
like I said, I'm glad that this issue hopefully is behind us now. Now he can just concentrate on football. Even though he's 27 or 28, going on 28 years old, it's a young 27, 28 as far as the NFL and your body on the field. So he got the body still of a young man because he doesn't have a lot of wear and tear on his tires. So that's another good thing. So hopefully we can see this thing out. he can continue his career with Dallas and continue to put positive things added onto it. I'm just happy for him. I hope this thing is over because I got tired of just dealing with it and hearing this stuff every single seem like all the time, man. And let's just get past this. And now let's go ahead and push. Hey Sheila, what's up with you? Oh, Sheila, I hear you, Dak Attack. He said he's 420 heavy. I'm with you, dog. I'm 420 heavy too over here, and I'm proud to say it. You know what I'm saying? And if I was playing in the league, boy, it'd have been tough for me too, boss.
Yeah, it's just I'm so glad. Like,
but they know when the tests are coming, so we can't say it's too tough. They know when they're coming.
True. And it's and one thing I also want to say real quick and kind of piqued everybody into a real discussion we had even right before the show, because sometimes big game, our best discussions be off air.
I know, right?
Before the show, the hypocrisy of the locker room, man.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
How so many people
let's talk about it.
Deal. Yeah. Like, so many people make a big deal. I don't think this guy's good for the locker room. Me and Big Game James was saying right before the show, you know what we really do in locker rooms? We get dressed and we take off our clothes. We go in and we go out of locker rooms. Locker rooms is not a frat. It's not a sorority house. It's not a place to where people gather to play pool. So, and then it's always cliques in all teams. So all this, this guy's bad for the locker room. It's way oversold, way more than it is really more of an issue.
Exactly. Like I said, we were talking, man, how many times, like you said, we go to games, and when you get there before your game, you probably got a few people that you're really cool with. So you probably click it up with them. But it ain't no thing where the whole damn locker room is kicking in and talking like a whole bunch of people. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, after that damn game is over, if it's a big game, yeah, we're going to be in there yelling, jumping, high five, whatever. But then we jumping in them showers. Yep. We're getting our clothes on. Yep. If we got a few people we cool with in the locker room, hey, you going out to the club tonight, whatever? Hey, hit me up, dog. All right, that's it. And then that's over. Y'all not sitting there doing all this mumbo jumbo bonding like everybody think it is. Now, and here's the funny thing. He was in Seattle how long? And they want to bring up, because he flipped off his team. Come on, dog. He already knew what it was when he was leaving. You know what I'm saying? He knew what it was. So, hell, I mean, are we seriously going to sit there and say, we ain't going to bring a man in because he flipped somebody off when he was about to leave the team? No. And then when we talk about the Baltimore situation, he came and said, I want to come to Dallas. Now, we also know players use the Cowboys to hedge and get more money. But I honestly believe that this man really wanted to come to Dallas. He's a Texas boy. He went to the University of Texas. He's Texas. He's Cowboys out. So are we really still to think that when he went to Baltimore, he wanted to be with Dallas? Dallas wasn't going to pay him that money. So, yeah, if I'm a player and I always want to go to Dallas, but they ain't going to pay me that money and Baltimore is, what do you think I'm going to do, boss? I'm going to go play for the Baltimore Ravens, dog. That's what I'm going to do because I got to get my paper because I'm 30 years old and I don't know how many contracts I got left. You feel me? Now, I go over to Baltimore. They already got a Deshaun Elliott. They already got young guys there. Now, I know I heard some stories from a few former Cowboy players, how, he likes to beat through his own drum and call plays and hold other people accountable, but he's not doing it. Okay, I hear that, but that's Baltimore. I didn't hear that in Seattle. You know what I'm saying? I heard that in Baltimore. I don't know if Baltimore was the perfect fit for him. But at the end of the day, they wanted young people. Are we going to sit there and say, because you was messing around with a girl and your brother, we're going to use that as why you're not going to sign this man? You know how many people are getting nasty in the locker rooms, dog? Do we know how many people are getting nasty in these locker rooms? Let's keep it all the way funky. But and I'm going to say this one last thing, and I'll let you expand upon this, boss. And I was talking to Vash about this. He may still be in the feed. I'm just saying, you got to be a special kind of person, in my opinion. And your chemical balance got to be all the way off, in my opinion. If you just got released from a team and you have the opportunity to possibly go to the Dallas Cowboys with Jerry Jones, a team you always wanted to play for, you'll probably be on a 1-year deal. You're probably going to want another deal because it's probably going to be your last one. You're with a head coach that's been there and done that. You're with a Super Bowl ready team. Are we going to really sit there and say he's going to tear up the locker room? Man, I'm sorry. I just can't believe that one.
No, It's it's way overhyped. It's super. It's just typical of overreacting over, you know, particular drama that leak out on occasion. And like it's also about knowing our history. Like if you know your history on the Cowboys, Charles Haley threw a helmet at Jerry Jones. Okay. Jerry Jones quote said, I had to duck or it would have hit me in the face. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They got Charles Haley, who was accused of urinating in somebody's car. And he busted his hand and had blood everywhere. Dallas acquired him. Are we mad at Charles Haley?
Right.
No. And listen, that helmet he threw at Jerry put a hole in the wall. He was trying to hit Jerry. But we so that now we like but the locker room. No, man, come on. No, bro. He was a Pro Bowler last year. And listen, I am for the case, and I would never go against the case that I do like our young guys. I will also say that
Mm-hmm.
I like Luther Kirk. And a lot of people not even talking about Luther. Luther came on your show. He
Mm-hmm.
did a show with us. He's a yes sir guy. I'm a do it right guy. He was the MVP of the Shrine Bowl. Out of everybody in prospects, he made big plays in big games. He was rated high on most draft boards. And matter of fact, likely on Dallas draft board. Rumors are that he was likely even ranked high. And the only reason certain players couldn't give good looks and a lot of people slipped in the undrafted free agency is because you couldn't travel to really kind of kick these guys' tires because it was the peak of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So you got steals like Luther, we got steals like Robinson. My Bulls are Big James, and I'm not gonna be ashamed to say it. I'm gonna
Yeah, go
sit
ahead and
back and
say it. Yeah,
say
go
it.
ahead and say it. I'm gonna give you your props
Why the
because
hell is we still not? Why are we riding with Woods, man? I'm sick of it, bro. I'm like
hey,
sick of it.
now hold
I'm gonna
up,
say it like
now
this.
hold up with this though. Now I told you how I felt about Woods. You know what I'm saying? I
All
told
right.
you how I felt about Woods. How I was basically like, dog. I've been last 2 years. I've been pushing your train like no other, writing articles about you, talking, saying everything. But last year he just frustrated me to no end. But I'm gonna say this, but boss, I'm gonna say a but. Now you got a new system. You got Linquist, who I hold up. You got Linquist, who I do like, and Al Harris, who I love. Okay, this is your last year in your deal, and we know how players play on the last year of their deals. Okay, when they're trying to get their money, they play really good because if you
Coming it
don't,
down a little bit.
you're not getting a good contract. So here's my thing with that. I get the frustration, but if we get a Earl Thomas, and then pair him with Xavier Woods. I think Xavier Woods plays a little bit better in my opinion. I think and they said he's had a good camp. Of course, we ain't seen it. I don't want to really go by them, but contract years, players play better. Cheeto's in a contract year. Jordan Lewis is hurt, and he might be IR. We'll talk about that. He's in a
Right.
contract year. Xavier Woods is in a contract year. A lot of these guys are on 1 year deals, and that's why I said this is optimal for our team this year to get this sixth boss because a lot of our defensive players are on 1 year deals. So if they're not on long-term deals, I'm sure a lot of them are going to ball their ass off to get that next contract. So if they all come together and ball their ass out with the talent they have, I'm feeling really good about this defense.
Man, you unpacked the whole lot, man. You unpacked the whole lot. So I'm gonna first start with safety. All right.
All right.
So none of us can name one game ever, ever where Earl Thomas missed over 4 tackles. Xavier Woods missed 6 or 7 tackles versus Chicago. Okay. Now I played in the secondary. That
Mm-hmm.
was my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you, that's super unacceptable
Yes, I agree.
to a secondary standard.
Yes.
You the last level of defense, my brother. if anything that you should be, and that also depends on how an individual grades, because some people don't grade high on tackling. I do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it vexes the hell out of me. Okay. And I'm going to tell you another thing. I want everybody to go look at Xavier Woods versus the Rams in the playoffs and just focus your eyes on him and see his tackling on Gurley. It was beyond trash. Okay. It's a long history of this now. And at some point, I get upset just because I have witnessed, and I'm certain you've seen this as a coach. There are certain people that's pedigreed to be outstanding practice players. They get geeked up for practice.
Mm-hmm.
They getting ready to start. But then after they start and them real lights come on, they don't have the heart for it. And so far in his 3 years, that would have to be my accurate grade of who he is. He dropped 4 interceptions that was gimmies and laughed about it with Skip Bayless. I didn't laugh, bro. And anybody that really loved this team shouldn't have laughed. As far as I'm concerned, I hate that we got rid of Ha-Ha, because one of the key things that you said, is I don't trust other people's eyes. I don't either. You know, but I do know this. I saw 16 games of film on Ha-Ha, and it was never a game as bad as Xavier Woods in Chicago and the Rams. Never. And I also noticed that there are certain players that are horrible practice players, and that switch turn on when them real lights come on. So it's like, even though I'm super excited about everything and all the new changes and stuff, I'm still seeing a couple of things when I open up the hood that make me say, hold on, man, what's up with this car? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's some things have a smell. I love the front. I love our defensive front. It's 2 areas that's scaring me.
Linebacker?
Yes.
We already talked about that.
And see, I'm upset about that too, Big James.
Mm-hmm.
Because me and you went hard about that 3 weeks ago or a month ago.
Yeah, about line. Well, we've been going hard since the draft.
Way early. And you know when else we said it?
Mm-hmm.
With Vach on Vach's show.
On Vach in here.
You was on Vach's show, way before all of this, everybody was saying, why are y'all two so heavy on linebacker? And I said, first of all, we got 6 of them. And you said, yeah, as undrafted, as free agents. That's 1. 2, the plan that we had in place was people that's made of glass, and glass.
Mm-hmm.
We literally said we are really betting with glass. And then what emerges today?
Sean Lee.
And it's not about saying I was right. It was about the love of this team and saying, and we've been saying, look, man, Malcolm Smith balled. Go get him for just insurance. Hey, man, it's some guys out there, Clay Matthews, go get him for just insurance, because it's glass, and glass. And guess who else starting to have trouble?
Who?
Luke.
Yeah, he got soft tissue issues.
And we said, we can literally go pull the clip when we talked about linebacker. We go sit there and say, yeah, that's concerning. That's glass, and glass, and we're doing nothing about it. And so now we going into the season. And that's why I said you were packed a lot when you say you feel good about the defense. I'm over kind of like this.
Well, see, look, I feel good about the defense still. That front is going to be ridiculous. Okay, yeah. We understand that. And you know, boss, play football like I did. That front, you got to have that front more than anything else, them trenches, because that's going to basically protect your linebackers. It's going to protect your corners, and it's going to protect your safeties. It's going to help them. We seen Kevin Smith and we seen Larry Brown when Dallas had that nasty front. They were okay cornerbacks, but guess what? They looked a lot better when you had a Charles Haley and those guys rushing. So I get that. But
hold on, can I say thank you real quick? Because you're talking me off the cliff all day. Thank you so much.
You get what I'm saying? So you got to have that front. So The Cowboys were smart and they did it the right way. They built up front, like they did their offensive line. Because remember, Stephen Jones and them have been talking about forever. We built this offensive line. It's time to get this defensive front. And how long have we been waiting to finally get a defensive front that we have now?
Yeah,
And we,
hey, man, I feel so much better.
right?
Thank you.
So we got to remember that because that was what we have been building. Yeah,
because it feels so good to just relieve me of that, my brother.
Exactly.
Like we really are from the front. We're built like San Fran from last year.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? And San Fran from last year, that's what really catapulted them, bro. It was the front. But I'm still concerned about the linebackers, and I still want some insurance. But you did, like, you know what I mean? You gave me a shot, man, and I feel better. It went down warm. Thank you, brother.
Hey, Vacha's in here. He said, we got too many defensive-minded Cowboy YouTubers. I don't give a hell, because in my opinion, yes, I love offense. But I've been a defensive coordinator pretty much all my life, and that's what I play. So, damn it, that's what I like. You got it. You can be, Vach, you can be the offensive-minded YouTuber. You can be the guy that's getting 50 points a game. That's cool. The greatest show on turf, that's all good. But eventually, just like when them playoffs come, you got to stop people. You get what I'm saying? And guess what? When we was in that Super Bowl, all that offense, this and that with Kansas City, that wasn't what won that damn game from. It was that defense at the end that won that game. It was that pass rush. It was Frank Clark getting there when they needed to. So just like if you're playing NBA basketball or if you're playing NFL football, you can get through the season, in my opinion, but once you get to the playoffs, you better have some kind of damn defense. And if you don't, it's going to get exposed really bad. When I watched the Rams play the Patriots in the Super Bowl, Rams had all that damn offense, okay? And they were talking about Tom Brady throwing all these passes. But how many points did the Rams score in that damn Super Bowl? It was the damn defense from the New England Patriots. It wasn't Tom Brady because he didn't play like shit. He played like shit in that game. But it was that defense that saved him and shut the Rams offense down. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? There's been plenty of teams that won Super Bowls with offense, but I'm staying with defense, damn it. And it ain't never going to change, daggone it. So if we're going to talk about these linebackers, Sean Lee, I already know about them. The good thing about it is with these new rules on the IR, they can come back quicker. So that's a good thing. Joe Thomas is there. They said he's had a decent camp. I'm really interested to see what this rookie, Francis Bernard, because he's been all world. He might actually be on the show soon. We're waiting to see. His parents said they're waiting to see if he makes the team before they make any kind of commitment like that. But honestly, he took me by surprise. I watched his tape at Utah. He looked okay, but not what they're talking about right now. And we're talking about a rookie, undrafted, free agent. That's a little bit, Malcolm Smith, I get it, he's older, but he does know the ropes. You get what I'm saying? And if we have a major injury with a Jalen Smith or an LVE, that linebacking core that looks so sweet is in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can't get exotic and creative like you plan to, right? If we start having too many injuries, the whole plan of using Jalen as a designated pass rusher and really kind of getting him into what he's been wanting to do since he got here and every now and then come off that edge, you can't do anymore because you're so banged up. You got to move him back to the middle. And then we still don't know, like if I was to bet, the person that looks great right now, just in a few clips I saw, was obviously LVE. LVE looked like he ready to take another level, but we dealing with his neck. You know what I mean? So that can be at any moment, right? Which we obviously, but if he finished the year, I would put him as my probably leading candidate as comeback player of the year. Like for real, I think he gonna make some noise every time he's healthy. But and then in terms of just like defensive minded YouTubers, I play defense. Obviously, I'm gonna be.
I play defense too. I play corner. That's why I coach. So
I schemed against offenses.
I'll wear that with pride. You could call me a Cowboy defensive YouTuber. Thank you.
It's my expertise, and and that's always good to stay in your lane of where you're really good and where you're gonna be confident, and where you're gonna talk intelligent, and that's what I know well. It's definitely defense. And it's about being greedy, right? I'm greedy, bro. Like if it's 90 cents and I can get that dime, get the dime. So I do love the front, but if I see a potential liability on one area that can hurt us, I want us to solve it. Like straight up. I want us to solve it, and that's definitely gonna always be my take when it comes to these Cowboys. And I'll say one more thing when it comes to defense. We don't win those 90 Super Bowls without that defense.
Hell no,
That
we don't.
defense was number one in the league for 5 years straight.
I mean, do we
So,
do
I
we
mean,
do we
what was
really see
sexy
how?
was the
I'm,
offense and Emmett basically punking Buffalo like he did. And forgive that term, I don't mean that in a bad way. What I'm saying is, for when we use that term, we saying bullied them,
mm-hmm,
right? We yes, Emmett did that. The offensive line was great, but let's not forget it was a battle between James Washington and Emmitt Smith
mm-hmm.
for who was going to be MVP. And those of us who really watched that game know it's supposed to have been James Washington for them 2 interceptions. So no, I mean, I believe in both sides of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But if I see a hole on any side, I'm addressing it.
Yeah, and like I said, hey, I like that defense. Our offense is nasty, and I love it.
Nasty.
I can't wait to see what they're going to produce. But at the end of the day, like I said, dog, I'm about that defense, and we're going to need those critical stops. So you want to have that built up. So I'm excited.
Defense hurt us last year, bro. Our
I
offense did
mean,
enough.
our defense been hurting us. I mean, our defense,
Man,
we ain't had no defense in a long time, so I don't know what the hell anybody's thinking over here that the Dallas Cowboys had some dominating ass defense the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years. We ain't had shit for defense, so I don't know why somebody wouldn't even want some defense when we ain't had none. Okay, we had a top offense last year, and where the f did it get us? Okay,
bro,
we had a
you
number
must
one
have
ranked,
had none.
we had a number one ranked offense all damn last year, Seam, and where the hell did it get us? You feel what I'm saying? It was that
Right.
defense that took us under. So yes, I want some freaking defense. But hey, let's check this out right here. I got we got some of the cuts that have already been going on. So we got Clayton Thorson, quarterback Darius Anderson, Devin Smith. A lot of people were disappointed in Devin Smith. I didn't think he was going to make it. I didn't say he was going to make the team. Cole Hicatini, I think it is. I think they liked him. They cut him. Hopefully he can come back to waivers because I know they really like him. Charlie, I ain't saying that damn last name. I don't know. I think they like those tight ends, so we'll see if they're putting them on the practice squad. Adam Redmond is a guy who I said was going to be on the team. He got cut because I thought he had some versatility. He had made it through the last few regimes, so I thought they could keep him. But obviously he got cut. He may go to the Giants because I know they loved him. A lot of these other guys, Mitch Hyatt, Wyatt Miller, offensive tackles, who knows? The guy that really hurt me, not really hurt me, but I didn't like it, was Joe Jackson. I kind of felt he was going to get cut anyway, but I like Joe Jackson. I just feel like I felt like he had something to offer. I asked Dave Hellman about a week ago what he was looking like because he was quiet and nobody was talking about him. I said, was he going to get cut? He said he had a pretty good camp, but he said he's just so many other defensive bodies in there. And because of with this COVID situation going on, a lot of these guys weren't getting reps. And I think that was the biggest thing too, boss, that a lot of these guys that we may want to see or probably said, oh, he can make the roster. Probably in a year when there wasn't COVID, maybe these guys do make the roster. Maybe these guys are closer to making the team. But with this COVID thing going on, you don't have any preseason games. The season starts in 9 freaking days. They're probably going with what you know. You know what I'm saying? And trying to keep those guys on the practice squad. And then obviously we've seen the big quote unquote cut was Dix. Now I when they brought in I wasn't a huge fan of him. I loved the way he covered, but I hated his tackling. Now I know you got on Woods about his tackling, but don't sit there and act like Dix was the biggest tackler in the world, because that mother sucker didn't like to tackle neither. And that motherfucker used to get the alligator arms when he didn't want to go out there and tackle and take these long ass angles. Okay. Now he was great as far as center fielder, but it really throws me off when they cut him and saying Darian Thompson though. Darian Thompson, I ain't hating on you, Darian Thompson. I promise you, I'm not hating on him. But Darian Thompson, dog, get Earl Thomas. I don't give a hell what you tell me. I don't give a hell. Because when I looked at Earl Thomas's ratings last year, they talked about bringing Brandon Carr. They brought Brandon Carr in today, and I know he played some safety. Brandon Carr had a passer rating against him of 95.8. Earl Thomas' passer rating against him was 21.7. So how are we going to sit there and say that he done fell off? Are we really saying that Earl Thomas done fell off that bad that you don't want to get him? Hell no, dog. You just got Randy Gregory reinstated. Why in the hell would you not get Earl Thomas to say, We are putting all our chips in. I brought up Philly Notion's ass in here, and I ain't trying to give no Philadelphia Eagles props. So don't get in here and saying, oh, you give Philly. No, I'm not. But I am saying in 2017, when they did coaching changes, they went after players. They didn't give a hell. They put all their chips in, and what the hell happened, boss? They won a Super Bowl. That's all I'm saying. Put all them damn chips in. You got enough players that are still young behind you. You have a team that's primed and ready now. Why are we going to sit there and say, we'll roll with Darian Thompson and Xavier Woods?
Yeah, man. I'm gonna be honest, man. Can I be all the way honest with you, man?
Be honest.
This has a smell of wide receiver by committee to me. You know that smell when
You
somebody
think
like,
McCarthy's going to do that, though, dog?
yes,
Why?
because I look at history and I look at McCarthy's history with
But he likes getting good players, though.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm just looking at his track record on history. It's, Vatra's obviously playing with us, but he has a case. A lot of times you're an expert at what you coach the most or played the most, right?
Mm-hmm.
So McCarthy's side of the ball is offense. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they had a problem with him at Green Bay. Sometimes you got to offer the offense that you don't have for the defense, and sometimes you have an offer the defense that you don't have for the offense. Like when I listen to Vach, I really love listening to Vach talk about that offensive line and defensive line. I really do,
Mm-hmm.
because you can hear the experience, you can hear the detail
Don't be
of
hyping up
everything
Vach on
that
here.
just
Don't
is
be
going
hyping up.
on with
Don't hype.
performance and the techniques.
Don't be hyping
What's
up
that?
Vach on. Don't be hyping up Vach over here. It's like
Yeah, he's
I'm
not
just
hyping
playing.
him up.
That's
I'm
my
just
dog.
saying what he good
Yeah,
at.
he's great at it.
When you talk to me and you, we go talk very well about the defense. We go talk about mentality. We go talk about like like Will Skywalker brought me on to talk about the cornerbacks because he knew I played it and I know it and blah blah blah. So, but I brought all that up to really say McCarthy, I think, has some holes. I really do. And it's one of those things to where if I'm going with the feel that I get from the reports, because we've been cheated this year. Every year except this year, we've always had the benefit of being able to see the product for ourselves. We only been able to read. But when you're reading, Lamb scored 6 touchdowns in 2 days. Great for Lamb, bad for the defense. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
So, and it's one of those things to where last year we was kind of hearing a little bit opposite. Remember, we was hearing that the defense was winning a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it sounded like our defense was getting murdered, just to be honest. Now, we didn't see it, but if I'm reading it, I have concerns. And so it's one of those things, and I'm just keeping it all the way honest. I don't trust Woods, right?
Mm-hmm.
At all, but I would want to see the younger guys. I would want to see Luther Kirk. I would want to see the mess out of Luther Kirk on special teams. I want to see him on
I
the
don't want to
field.
see Luther Kirk in the back end, dog, playing right now as undrafted. I don't want to see that. I like to see him on some special teams, but no, I don't want to
Yeah, that's
see.
what I said. Special
Okay,
teams.
yeah, because I don't want to
First
see.
special teams, right? Let's see what you do there. Let's work you in, and let's see what happened. Because we got Xavier Woods kind of soft tissue right now.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of juggling that safety. And like you said, Darian Thompson, like it's like, yeah, he's a try hard guy. He's a guy that showed some flash for a couple of games, but then he really showed that he's a liability on the cover side, especially against the tight ends. He showed that against Philly too last year. Like we saw, like, come on, bro, you definitely not what you was doing. The times you would make appearances. And my gut says that he's like one of those try hard guys that, and man, we know this, bro. Them try hard guys, coaches love them, man.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys that, man, he's just a worker.
Mm-hmm.
They sleep in the gym. They tell everybody what to do. They get everybody lined up. They be splitting people helmet at practice, going hard every play, sprinting when you say go half speed, they still go 100. Yeah, you like them and they look good. But when the lights go on, everybody at 110.
Right. Right.
That's about who the athlete. And just to your point, Earl just make just too much sense, man. Because one of the biggest things on Earl is when you look at the history of the Cowboys, when we get big names, they restore to their greatness.
Right.
It's a long history of that. So all you got to do is go think back of what Earl was doing to Dak when we played them. Do you remember how hard he was hitting Dak?
No,
When Dak had to get up and
he
wink
had
at
a
him?
he had a career, like almost a career game against us, dog. He went nutty
Man,
against us. The net when after he played us, he went nutty in that game.
bro, that's the
Interception,
Earl we
blasting.
would get back, bro.
I know,
You
and
would get a return of Earl.
that's what I'm trying to tell people. People, this is what I'm trying to tell people. You don't think a Earl Thomas ain't sitting there, listen to everybody saying, "Oh, Earl's done. Earl is an average safety. Earl ain't this. Earl ain't that." You don't think that this man would come here with a massive chip on his shoulder when he just got released by Baltimore? When they're saying Deshaun Elliott is better than you, we'd rather have him. They're saying all these things about you fell off. You just an average safety. You don't think this man don't sit back there and take that personal and think, if I get on with Dallas or I get on with a team that can win a chip? And I know he was with Baltimore, but that don't mean just because you was with Baltimore, that's where your heart really was. I mean, these dudes ain't robots. These dudes are human beings. We don't know the thought pattern. But for us to sit here and say that Earl Thomas is going to come here and stink it up, or Earl Thomas ain't going to come here and give it his all, or Earl Thomas ain't going to come out here and ball out when he knows he's been wanting to play with Dallas and he's got a championship type team. Come on, dog. I think you're drinking a lot of alcohol or you're smoking a pound of weed. If you think that that's gonna happen, I'm sorry, I just don't believe it. If it does happen, oh well, I can admit it. But dog, I just don't see him
No,
coming in
bro,
here
it's not
falling
gonna
to hell.
happen,
It's
bro.
not gonna happen, dog. It's not.
No, it would be bananas beautiful, bro. It would be bananas beautiful. If the only highlight that you could say of I don't want Earl is that stiff arm versus the Titans, then bro, stop. You know what I mean? Come on. So it's and just like when you look at history, like Cooper was actually at a decline with the Raiders.
Mhm.
Shot up with us. Quinn was looking like he was out the door. Shot up with us. Cobb, he looked like he was kind of shot up with us.
We got him a
Remember the
big
Cooper that
contract.
played? Yeah, so like when we bring in these players that have former names,
They
when they put that start on, bro, it changes them, bro. It restores them back to who they were, like straight up. So it like to be lobbying against Earl, bro. I whoever doing that, stop it. Like whoever doing that,
botch.
no, don't do that. Like I'm with Big James. And listen, I was listening to Big James yesterday, bro. I put preaching there so many times. Preach, kill him, say it. Because, man, the realest thing you said on the show, I said it before this show. We was talking before we got on.
Mhm.
I said the realest thing you said on the whole show, you said I was against Earl, and then I thought about it, and I changed my mind the next day.
Exactly. And it's just real. Like me and J Tuck, Cowboys for Life, we did a show, right? And we were talking like, how come Dallas, every time there's a person getting cut or anything, they always associate, oh, Dallas, Dallas, Dallas. And we were talking about that. And then, we were both going back and forth, like, do we really want to deal with this? We don't know what's going on. And that's a pass right now. But guess what? After we did the show and I sat there and I laid there, I said, man, you one stupid mother sucker, dog. You a stupid mother sucker, dog. You really gonna sit there and say that you don't want Earl Thomas, and you want to keep the guys you have? You sound dumb as shit, bro. So I had to wake up the next day, and then when the news came on, they were talking about releasing Earl. I immediately got back on Twitter and said I was wrong. I don't know what I was thinking. I want Earl Thomas. Yes, I said it yesterday that I didn't want him, but guess what? I changed my damn mind, and I want him today, and I want him until we can't get him no more. So I don't give a hell. I will totally admit it. I don't give a F, because guess what? I want that man here because I'm trying to get a championship now. And I don't care. He raises the chances of the team getting a Super Bowl than it's not. That's all I'm saying. So if we're trying to get a Super Bowl and championship teams leave no stone unturned, go get that damn man. And yeah, guess what? I said something stupid the day before, but the next day I corrected myself and I'm all in.
Yeah, man. And look, I'm gonna tell y'all as a podcaster, man, that's why I super duper respect Big Game James, bro. Like to the heart. Because I talked to my boy West Coast, and we talked about this even today. I was like, bro, like when you go on other people's shows, you got to respect people like pastors. You know what I mean? To a degree, to where you're not trying to upstage them, blah 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 blah. You know, we just talked about protocol
Mm-hmm.
when you are actually on people's shows. You know what I mean? I'm not here to try to be smarter than you or whoever show I might, frequent.
Mm-hmm.
And but the fact that you would literally say, you know what, because I want us to win, I'm going to reverse my original thought. And I commend you for that. And I'm gonna tell you one more other thing that I really appreciate you too, man. Like really appreciate, and this is from me.
Mm-hmm.
Like you go out your way to recognize those who had the original thought on things,
Mm-hmm.
or because like you tag me a lot. Hey, me and Boss talked about this a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to do that, and you do it because you like, I want to give credit to the people that was talking about this first,
Mm-hmm.
and you do it on your own. So those of that's really watching and super chatting, my boy, he's a good person to invest into because he's genuine. Like he's genuinely going to like express, like, yeah, you know what I mean? This is something that we stepped out on the ledge, and it wasn't popular, but we said it based on conviction, and I recognize that.
Yes, for
So yeah,
sure.
man. So I mean, it's just straight out to you. That's why it was my favorite comment, because those of us, when we get a pastor type of demeanor, where once the pastor, he can never be wrong
Right, right,
because
right,
he got the book mastered.
right, right.
But nobody got that book mastered. Nobody got anything completely mastered. So there's times I'm gonna have to reverse. And you did it quick, but you only did that because you truly love the Cowboys, and I really appreciate that.
Hey, you know what it is, and I mean, just like I appreciate that, but I just think it's the right thing to do. Just like I mean, Botch and Sky, they were, and Jeff Kavanaugh, but I wasn't hearing Kavanaugh like that. I hear Sky because that's my dog, and I hear Botch more. And I know them guys that were on CD Lamb. You feel me? I got on the CD train later, but I wasn't jumping out there like, oh yeah, I was always talking about CD Lamb. No, I wasn't. I wasn't talking about him. I was definitely talking about some Trevin Diggs. I definitely was talking about that mother sucker. I've been calling him, made a great video about him today because I think that boy gonna be nasty. But you know what I'm saying? They were talking about him. So when they got out Lamb, hey, I heard it from Botch. You know what I'm saying? I heard Sky. They was talking about it. They got me listening. They got me thinking more about CD Lamb. You know what I'm saying? Getting more in the offensive mind. Like, you don't got to take a corner. CD Lamb's able to get him. And
Yeah.
Lord have mercy, I'm glad it fell that way because I'm telling you, dog, I've been making that three-headed damn monster that's in Godzilla all day. Because that three-headed monster with CD Lamb and Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup, and then you sprinkle in that Blake Jarwin and Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. Oh my goodness, dog. All right, I'm gonna leave defense alone. Anybody y'all say I'm defense, let's leave it alone. Let's talk about this damn offense, because
Let's
dog,
go.
I don't mind dropping 50 on you. I trust me. And I'm the type of dude that once we get up on 20, I'm not taking players out. I'm trying to run up the scope because they do it on me. You feel me? So yes, I want to see this dynamic offense. I want to see how good CD Lamb can be because, dog, I'm telling you, only the bits and pieces of just seeing him and listening to these guys saying, man, this dog, he is the truth. Everything he was doing at college, he's coming in here and doing it to these pros. So if you sit there and see he's doing this in practice, boss, and this man can flex not just in the slot. We're not sitting and saying, oh, this guy's playing the slot. This mother sucker can play anywhere. Outside, inside, dog, and put him on some punt returns, please. He don't got to be the full-time punt returner. But guess what? What if you're playing a game and it's 17-17 and you need a big play? Put that man out there and let him make a play. Stop going by because Dez Bryant hurt his ankle on a punt return and now you don't want to do it because these are NFL players. Every single play you get hit. So every single play there could be a threat of an injury. You give your playmakers the ball. And if you think about injury, you get injured. A lot of those guys who play reckless, they stay healthy. That's just the way it is, dog. And you know it, boss, like I know it. When you're always thinking about an injury, you get hurt. When you just play the game, you don't worry about those things, you're good. That man needs to be on that punt returns because he's electric. You don't have to have him back there all the time, but a guy like that needs to have the ball in his hands as much as he can.
Yeah, I would say, man, when it came to CD Lamb, obviously I wrote the Boss Cowboy offseason guide. I had him as my number 3 receiver, right? And when you look at Lamb, you see amazing body control, a guy that high points the ball, similar to Dez, to where they make hard catches look easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Amazing balance, and he is an incredible just football player. He reminds me of Luca. It's a crazy metaphor, but when you look at Luca, you can tell the game is just slow motion to him. Like to everybody else is fast, but he's seeing it slow. That's how Lamb is when it comes to the game of football. So this and like he is one of my top candidates for potential offensive rookie of the year or potential rookie of the year. And it's not just because of his skill set, it's also because he's set up just so beautiful. Like, so the fact that you coming in and you don't have the pressure of being a number one, and you're if as long as Cooper is playing, Cooper is the number one on Dallas. Like, I know they came out and said Cooper was voted the top receiver in camp. Don't you ever in your life believe that? That is one of the most craziest things to ever consider. It's because what's really happening for those of us who know the game is that his matchups is going to always naturally favor him because Cooper is going to draw the top corner
Mm-hmm.
and Cooper occasionally is going to draw the doubles. It's going to leave CD in a place to where he's going to be going against nickels and number two corners for a majority of the season. Because for those of us who really been watching, what really made Gallup explode was the addition of Cooper
Mm-hmm.
because it took all the pressure off Gallup to
Mm-hmm.
have to be explosive now.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was able to mature in time. So, like, in terms of offense, this is so much a year to bet on our offense and offense, period. And I'm going to say this is a year to bet on Dak. Like, listen, bro, this is the first time that we heavily invested in Dak, bro. Like, heavily. Like, every other team has always had a heavy concentration of weaponing up their receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Every team. You look at what they did with the Rams. You look at what they did with the Browns. You look at what they did with uh, Wentz
Mm-hmm.
multiple times. You look at what they did with Matty Ryan. You know what I mean? Like giving him
Patrick Mahomes, dog.
Patrick Mahomes, bruh. They finally said we are really getting ready to get Dak some major weapons.
Oh
So
no, don't do that, boss. Because Dak ain't no good and he ain't got no weapon. Dak ain't no man. That's what killed me when I hear people. Dak ain't no good if he ain't got no weapon. If he ain't got all-star playing, man, shut the hell up with that shit. I'm tired of hearing motherfuckers, excuse my language, mother suckers saying that dumbass shit. Because all them teams that you just named, all them court, they went and got weapons,
weapons.
all offensive
Everybody.
weapons, running backs, receivers, tight ends. They did everything because I don't give a hell how great your quarterback is. Yeah, he can win some games for you, but guess what? Aaron Rodgers ain't winning right now. Why? Because he's getting losing talent. He's depleting of talent. And guess what? When you don't keep re-upping that talent, I don't care how Superman of a quarterback you are. You need people to throw the ball to. You need explosive type players. And now Dallas is doing that for their quarterback. And now you, like you said, you about to see a shine. And I can't stress enough, Mike McCarthy with Kellen Moore, another year of Kellen Moore, seeing the whole NFL again. Now you got a Mike McCarthy that I think they genuinely have a good relationship. It seems like they really do because I think Mike McCarthy is a guy that does listen, and Kellen Moore is that cerebral type guy, that thinker, that mental type guy. And I think they have a good back and forth to talking and picking each other's brains. Can we really understand what that offense can be like? I don't think we're going to have that situation where I'm not saying Mike McCarthy's not above it, being conservative or anything like that. But I think for the most part, we're going to see a lot more explosion. We're not going to see, it's getting tight. Let's get it all close to the vest and let's just start running Ezekiel Elliott up the middle, start running him off tackle. I feel like we're not going to have that same type of mentality, especially when Mike McCarthy has a 5-year deal. It's not like he has a 10-year deal. It's not like, hey, let's see the first 3 years and let's see how it goes. This is a win-now team, boss. He has just as much pressure as the next man, so let's not think that Mike McCarthy just has this free pass and free ride now that he's the coach. It's a lot of pressure to produce and to win now. And if Dallas is not getting in the playoffs and getting to a certain level, it's going to be a lot of people going to be looking at that's a failure. So he has a lot of pressure too. And when you, like they say, pressure builds pipe, or you just going to fall off. So we're going to see, but I like the way he's constructed this team, and I like the mentality that it's moving, and I like the direction that it's heading.
It's definitely an upgrade because it seems to be way more common sense under the than the Garrett regime, and the common sense was very much lacking, and you definitely see way less what appeared to be favoritism and good old boys and my pet project guys. You don't see that too much, or it doesn't appear to be that under the McCarthy thing. There now, McCarthy still has some things that concern me sometimes when it comes down to like team readiness and preparedness. Green Bay came out flat a couple of years on which would look like a preparation type of deal when they was 15-1 and the Giants stomped them. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And then when Seattle came back on them when they had that big lead, there's some kinks in his armor. So like anybody that's expecting him to be Bill Belichick and the second coming of Bill Walsh, he's not that, but he's good and he can win you one, but he's not, he has some flaws, you know. So but in terms of my thing that I love about McCarthy from the things that we've been able to see from the limited view is he really put a lot of attention and it was obvious on Dak.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And when you look at his coaching tree and you look at the people that he's discipled in terms of quarterback, that's a very, very, very good sign of what we're getting ready to become. Because the intelligence of Green Bay was on another level, even with Aaron Rodgers, and it wasn't just because of Aaron Rodgers. And if a lot of it was under Aaron Rodgers, you had a coach who was able to blueprint that whole thing for years.
Mm-hmm.
So when you looked at the preparedness, like for instance, how many times did Green Bay catch teams subbing and hit them with a D ball?
Right.
They did that every week, bro. So that's already been totally perfectly built into a machine type efficiency with Dak and
Mm-hmm.
and that whole offense. So it's getting ready to be absolute bananas. And the fact that what I really made me so excited. So this is the benefit of when you're talking to a defensive podcast. I'm gonna tell you because we study how to attack offenses, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you learn a lot about offense from how to attack them. And so when I was a cornerback, one of the ways that they taught us how to really recognize the likely route progression of a receiver
Mm-hmm.
was the quarterback's drop. Because my coach was Coach Henderson, who came from Arizona, and they played UCLA and who else? USC.
Mm-hmm.
So what did they mean? They was going against all the time with big game
Throwing that damn
West
ball. They
Coast.
was throwing that ball quick out.
Yeah, they
Gone.
was throwing, and it was the West Coast. So when he
Mm-hmm.
came to teach us how to scheme an offense, he said, Marcus, when it's going to be something short, the quarterback is going to do a 3-step drop. When it's going to be an intermediate route, you're going to see a 5-step drop. And when it's going to be a post fade or post corner, right, you're going to see a 7-step drop. So read the drop, and it's going to give you a better probability of what's coming at you on offense.
Mm-hmm.
What does that have to do with Dak? Because when you look at McCarthy, really look at McCarthy when he's teaching Dak, you know what he's looking at, big game?
Talk to me.
His feet. So he's looking at his feet because Dallas is finna come out with more of a major rhythmatic timing with this West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
So like we getting ready to have an efficiency that's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he handed over play calling to Kellen Moore, you have an offensive former coordinator and offensive play caller who can be steady, right? Versus when you Kellen, he got to get it in, get it in, get it in, get them plays in and out, get it in. So his mind always going. But McCarthy can sit back and watch the flow and then say, hold on, Zeke is on a roll right now. We need to kind of stop, we need to slow that passing game down. He's going to be able to really see the flow. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to be able to pull out them perfect reserve plays because he's not under the pressure of getting that play in and out. And so, and he's good at it. So it's like when we talking about what's getting ready to happen on offense.
Yeah, it's dog. Like I said, man, and you know, I'm gonna just keep it real, boss. Like so many years, I watched the team, just watch the team. But I'm gonna keep it real. Like I'm I'm falling for the hype, dog.
That's my dog.
I'm falling for the hype, boo thing. I'm falling for the damn hype. Hey y'all, I'm falling for the hype. You know the late night hype that we do every Tuesday. I'm
Right.
falling for the hype because see, every year I'm gonna keep it real, but this is all the truth. This, on my kids. This on my kids. Every year I'll be excited because I just love my team. But I just felt nope, and I've been telling this story. I'm gonna keep telling it because I just felt like, I love my team, but But dog, I just feel like not just that it just feels different, it just feels exciting again. It
Yes.
feels exciting again,
I
boss.
feel it.
I wasn't excited. I can't front, dog. Like I love my team. I love the talent, but I wasn't excited on the inside because I knew. Because I knew, boss. I just knew. It's like, why are you getting excited when you just know you only gonna go so far? You just know your team just not gonna go there, and it's a frustrating thing to get hyped up when you feel like you know the end of the story. I feel like when you've already read the book, you've already know what the ending is. So it's hard to get excited when you go back to reading that book again because I already know the ending, boss. So I don't get excited. But now, boss, I went out and bought me a new book. You know what I'm saying? Got me a new book, and I told myself I'm gonna be good. I'm not gonna read the end of this book. And once I started opening the book, boss, I read the first 2 pages. I said, "Damn, this book is good." Let me read this thing slowly and all the way through because I can't wait to get to the end and see. I'm not going to jump ahead. I want to read this and slowly watch it form in front of my eyes. And that's what I feel like I'm going to see with this team. We have a general in front of us. And like I said, Mike McCarthy ain't perfect, but I really believe that year off, I really think he took that personal, boss. I really think he took that personal by
Yeah.
the way he was put out in Green Bay, the way they
Right.
talked about him in Green Bay, the way Aaron Rodgers played him at Green Bay. You don't think when we're talking about an Earl Thomas, you don't think a Mike McCarthy? Coaches have chips on their shoulders too. Coaches deal with those things too. You don't think within the coaching circle how everybody was playing him like Mike McCarthy's outdated. He done got stale. The offense done got stale. Aaron Rodgers said he's a dumb coach. Everybody's dogging him. You don't think he's sitting back there like, yeah, I'm with the Cowboys now. Got me
Yeah.
a squad. And guess what I'm going to show all you mother suckers now?
Man, great point. Like, yeah, it's the chip on his shoulder is has to be huge. But also McCarthy looks like he looks like he in love, man.
Don't he look happy?
He look happy,
He look
man.
happy.
Like, you what's that movie where he said this is my sanctuary when talking about the football? You so good with names, bro. You know you gotta you kill all names for me. What's the name of that movie?
I don't know movies, dog. Now you go football players, I get y'all day. Movies, that's boo thing.
It was
Ask somebody in the chat, they
it
probably
was
know.
about high school football, and it was Denzel Washington was the coach.
Oh, Denzel Washington was the coach. Daggone
But
it. I know
but
what
the
you're on.
point was he basically when he stepped on that football field, like McCarthy when he does press conferences, it's like I got to get through this. This is part of the job,
Mm-hmm.
right? But man, when I saw him on the field coaching Dak, bro, he looked like he had that look of when you looking at that woman you love and she looking at you back like I'm made for this. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I had that same magical feeling, bro. The only thing right now is a lot of us are afraid to say it because we're scorned.
Mm-hmm.
To your point, bro, you see you kept it so 100, man, and people didn't catch it. Is that Jason Garrett accidentally built in us a passivity and built in us that what we didn't have from the 90s and from the 80s and from the 70s and from the 60s. Bro, I was raised to be a Cowboy fan. Bro, let me tell you, my mama used to watch with me in the 90s Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
And when we used to see them great games, she used to always look at me and say, and these games are still not as good as what I used to see.
Mm-hmm.
And she used to say those old Cowboys never gave up. They
Mm-hmm.
always was in it. But we went through such a long streak of one playoff win, supposed to get in the playoffs and just lose, and we shoulda and all that we built a pessimism. But I'm gonna go and say it now, bro. And I don't care about no stupid jinx and all that old scared stuff people say. This is the
Yeah.
Super Bowl squad.
It is a Super Bowl squad. Well, I ain't gonna be scared to say it. I'm tired of feeling like I'm scared to say it. Like we're not allowed to say, "Ooh, we don't say we're gonna." See, that's living off that Jason Garrett shit. Let's keep it
Right.
all the way real. Yeah, you
Right.
wouldn't want to say we're going to win the Super Bowl because you got Jason Garrett as a coach. But we got a Super Bowl squad. We got a guy who's been there, who's been to the Super Bowl, and he could have went. He should have went to the other one in 2014. I'm gonna keep talking about that tight end who should have never dropped that damn ball. And in 2016, he was in NFC Championship, one game away from the Super Bowl again. So we talking about the team he had in 2016, the Packer team. That wasn't a great team. You feel me? You got a really, really, really good team right now. So why can't it be Super Bowl bust? That needs to be our mentality. We need to get away from that Jason Garrett crap. We need to get away from that mentality that held us down for so long. It's time to have the aggressive mentality that the Cowboys have always had. We're used to that 90s mentality. And even when Tom Landry was there in them early years, Dallas came in there with a chip and an attitude on their shoulders and in their head. We knew
Just
the
like
Cowboys, whenever we went somewhere, you knew
chip.
we were going to kick your ass. We had a chip on our shoulder. Like
Straight up.
now, the last 10, 15 years, we just go in there all nice and let's be mind the butt, guys, and help them up, guys, and pat them on the butt, guys. Man, forget all that, dog. This is football. This is war, not war. I'm not. Don't get in my inbox. This ain't war. You know what the hell I'm talking about, all right? On the football field, and we need to go in there with that aggressive mentality all the time. And it wasn't there for I don't know, at least the past decade. And it's a breath of fresh air that it finally feels like we're getting the dog mentality back.
Man. And I feel so mad that we didn't see a preview of these guys. Because, see, I'm telling you, I have a real good feeling about my boy Luther Kirk, man.
You love some Luther Kirk, dog. He ain't got cut yet, so I'm gonna feel good. But I'm gonna keep it real, dog. I ain't looking at no Luther Kirk being on the field except special teams. But I like the kid. He was a great interview.
I think
down to earth, all that.
I think he and he from Dallas, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not, you know
Yeah.
what that means.
Yeah, I know what it means.
You know what that
I know
means,
what
bro.
we dogs.
If you could have played for the Cowboys,
man,
you would
what?
have broke your arm, bro. You know that.
I
You know what I mean?
I'd have never came off that field, dog.
Anybody that's a Cowboy fan outside of Dallas, nor am I saying being from Dallas give you some type of like podcasting edge, but when it comes down to being from Dallas and playing for this team,
it's a whole different monster.
It's a whole different mindset, bro. Because see, this is like these boys are super worshipped here, and it's like it's a dream like no other. And I just love what I saw with him on film. That's why I hate that we didn't see preseason. Because see, preseason allow some of these guys to rise, and you can see them coming. Like the reason why we talking about Donovan Wilson, and we talked about Donovan Wilson not because of A&M. If it was because of A&M, we wouldn't be talking about him. It was after he arrived and we put eyes on him.
Right.
You know,
right.
So as of right now, you're right. I don't have no evidence. I don't. That's based on NFL film. What I do have is just that gut. You know what I mean? That gut.
It's a gut.
And I see it's, and you know, as a coach, Big James, like I was coaching the guy, right? And he was playing basketball. We was in a championship game, and somebody had to shoot the tech, right? Who did I pick? I looked in their eyes, right? It was the guy that showed with his eyes. He told me, "I want this moment." You know what I mean? And he went out there. And it was real loud, and he was calm and collected, and he sank them. Pow, pow. Like some things is not X's and O's. You know what I mean? Some things is I see it in your eye. You know? And when I look at Luther, that's what I see, man.
Well,
we'll see though. I might be crazy.
No, we'll see because crazy, you know what? I'm gonna give you props on two players that you talked about that nobody was talking about that was getting work. I'm gonna give you props. First, you mentioned Terrence Steele. Remember we did that video probably about 3 weeks ago? You was talking about Terrence Steele, and Bosh was like, Steele looked like trash in that damn All-Star game. It was like, he looks the part, but he's suspect. But guess what? When Tyron Smith and La'el Collins was out, Terrence Steele was in there. And he ain't got cut yet. So I think they like him. So I'm going to give you props on that. But I'm going to give you...
And in terms of prototype, And
Oh, he's
like,
got the prototype, 6'6",
and
320.
nobody go look at his college film and say he was bad. Like I had him ranked high until the Senior Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I
Mm-hmm.
had to. He was the few player that I was like, I gotta drop you, bro. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But in terms of the raw things that you want to see in a tackle,
Mm-hmm.
please, yes, super long, athletic, pretty strong. You know, definitely plays mean. Definitely
Mm-hmm.
plays mean. Not destroyed him, straight up destroyed him. But guess what? Not still destroying everybody. Maybe we just need to come to the realization that Anah should have been drafted higher, way higher. You know
Right.
what I mean? So
Right.
because he keep destroying everywhere he go. Like when I saw Anah, bro, what you see is epic, mature pass rush moves, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not new. For
Right.
anybody that truly watched this film, bro, you like, bro, not been doing that, bro.
He
Like,
been doing that since he came into Utah. He been doing that. He just got better with it. And you know, just to bounce off of that, with you talking about Anah, what college did Luther Kirk went to? David G asking in the feed. What college did Luther Kirk go to?
it's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember right now.
Illinois State.
Yeah, I think it was Illinois State.
Illinois State.
Yeah.
I think Redbirds. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Hey ho,
Yeah.
Perry Lock.
Yeah,
With the
and
$5
then,
holla.
you know, I like it. I like those guys that start popping, especially popping when you evaluate it to pop.
Mm-hmm.
And like Dak was the MVP
Mm-hmm.
of the Senior Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Luther Kirk was the MVP of the Shrine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Defensive MVP. And then he keeps doing it in big games. Like look at how Dak was doing in big games.
Mm-hmm.
So don't act surprised. I ain't talking about you, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm talking about people but don't be surprised when a dude keep doing it when the lights is his hottest. I just don't think a guy like that go shrink from it. I think some guys are made for it. And sometimes you don't get the hype, you know, but it's in you, you know, and that's what I see in him, man. I really do see that in that man. And I just hate that I didn't get to test
preseason,
my gut
Yeah.
with preseason.
Well,
you know what I mean?
as I said before,
because I'm like you, if I'm wrong, bro, I turn
Northern
around and say I
Illinois.
was tripping. And I'm gonna tell you somebody else I'm happy to see looking like he got a little bit better from the clips I'm seeing, where I'm starting to get prepared to say I might have been wrong about this guy.
Who?
Noah Brown.
Oh yes, let's talk about.
I've been busting at him like boop, 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 boop.
I think we all was bucket shots. I think he says Northern Illinois. Tavis Banks say he came from Northern Illinois. Appreciate you, Tavis. Thank you very much for that information. But yeah, you were throwing buck shots. I was throwing landmines or grenades at him. I was hitting him with 12 gauge shotties. I was like, why is Noah Brown still on this squad the last 2 years? I kept on saying, but here's something I said on the late night hype, and tell me what you think about what I was saying.
Right.
Noah Brown, right? We've been sitting there thinking, damn, Noah Brown is only a blocker and this and this. But then I got to thinking, maybe it was just that damn regime didn't put him in the position to be explosive. Now we see him with the new regime that's allowing him to be a receiver and not some blocking ass tight end. Every time he comes in the game, you know he's going to go in motion and block down on the tight where the tight end is at. You know what I'm saying? Now you're seeing him being more free. Number one, it always helps when you're healthy. Health is the key, and he's been healthy. But he's 6'2", 220 pounds. Mike McCarthy loves tall receivers. If he keeps all 6 of these receivers and Bentel Bryant, all of them will be 6'2" and above. You feel what I'm saying? Hey, ho, Tyrone Church with the $2 holler. It's been a long time, Tyrone.
Yeah, go up one
Who else?
more and
Who else?
read another comment. Travis Brink.
Oh, Tavis says we should
Tavis, yeah.
Cameron Clark, boss. Cameron Clark. All right. See, you threw me off, Boothang.
Sorry.
But what I was saying, see, Boothang be throwing me off. But I appreciate you. I love you. But what I was saying was, though, I don't know if they put Noah Brown in the positions to actually be good. And now the new staff seems like they're letting him be more free and be a receiver and not this blocking-ass receiver or some blocking-ass tight end. Now we're seeing it. So that's another thing that gets me excited when we're talking about the new regime, boss, is looks like they're allowing guys to be themselves. And now you're seeing Noah Brown, who went from an afterthought, boss, to damn being the 5th receiver now.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you, like, I got a couple of theories, right? You can go like people go ahead and put the conspiracy theory emoji.
Mm,
I think it's a combination of what you said. I think it was the Garrett era, but I think it was a little bit different. I think it was he was entitled. Cause you know how it is as a coach.
yeah.
When you show favorites, the people that you showing favor to, you actually hurting them.
Mm,
Because they not gonna max out until you
mm,
show them that you can get cut from my team. You
mm,
see what I'm saying?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I think when he had to really earn it, I think it kind of made his motor go up. And I also think because my sons they in Taekwondo,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I know you trained your son and work with your son a lot. And when they first start, you see obviously like I don't think they will ever get it. Then you'll look at them 4 years later from working at it and working at it and working at it, and you say, "Oh my God, my son just did a tornado kick and landed that guy perfectly in the head and landed on his feet with cat balance." You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Where at first he couldn't even really have balance. And I think with Noah, I think Noah has always been a try hard guy. And I think that's why the Garrett regime really liked him. Like that's why he was under the probably term Garrett guy, because the Garretts, because I looked at the documentary of Jim Garrett's Jason Garrett's dad. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of guys, they used to actually train them in their backyard. And a lot of them end up even playing for the Cowboys. So they liked taking guys that was just, we might not be the most athletic, but we're going to give you everything you got. Garrett had a heart for bull crap like that. You know what I mean? Where you got Jerry
Garrett
Jones,
guys.
like, hey, you can be a try hard guy, but you still got to be cold too. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think with Noah, I think he's been definitely working hard with Greg Robinson, the receiver coach, and he looks different because we have film on him. And the film, when he got in NFL games, said that he was clumsy. It said that he panicked when the ball was in the air because every time the ball was in the air, he failed. Right? He lost his balance almost every time. Right? But then I was watching him on the clips that they was watching him, and you were seeing the balance, you were seeing the attack the football. And then one more thing that's important to me, bro, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Judge me all you want, not you, but anybody else.
What's that?
My boy sweet now. That make a difference. That boy clean.
Mm-hmm.
Like my DB coach told me this, stuck with me. He said, man, because he was a dog too. You know a dog. When you got a coach that's a dog, you know a dog.
Mm-hmm.
His name was Coach Swayze. He said, don't sleep on UAB, the team we was getting ready to play.
Mm-hmm.
He said, them boys got swag.
Right.
He said, them boys got swag. He said, I look at receivers, how they come out, and when they really like wearing their uniform, like they getting ready to do you, and they dressed to kill you. Like, I want to look good when I score this touchdown on you.
Right.
Noah look good now. Noah sweet. He got the towel hanging. He looked like I'm out here to do damage.
He looking like CD Lamb. I did.
He looked like CD
dog.
Lamb.
Dog. I posted
Like
up. Dog. Yeah, I did. So they chin checked me quickly too. I was geeked up. I was like, because all the pictures we've been seeing, the acrobatic catches been CD doing that. Okay, and I seen that one where I posted on the page where he's going in the end zone. He's got the little dreads like CD, and I'm like, oh, CD and Diggs is gonna be like Dak and Zeke, and they jumped in there quick as hell like, that's Noah Brown. I was like, oops, damn, they looking like it, but you know what? I'm excited.
A lot because CD Lamb be sweet,
dog. I'm excited about that playmaking. That it looked like he was up in the air, grabbing it, getting that swagginess back. But you know what? Guess what though? Think about this though. Hold up though. Think about this though. A CD Lamb comes on your team who's swaggylicious. He makes the other players get that swag out of him because now you gotta bring your A game because this young rook is nasty. And he's coming in trying to take jobs. So you know how it is, Marcus. We played. You got a young upstart. You doing your thing. Now you got this young upstart who killing it. You better start bringing your game every single day because if not, you might not be here. And I think that's another reason. You get talent and that talent comes at you. You got to raise your game or you won't be here. And I think that's what the culture is right now. If you don't bring your game, you won't be here. And I think a lot of people have stepped up. And one player that I want to talk about who has stepped up, dog, who I I personally said, I'm going to take credit for this. I know some other people, but I'm taking credit because I made two videos about him. Mr. Tristan Hill, I said, don't get rid of him. I said, let this man grow. I said it was on, he's a bust. We should have got Juan Thornhill. We should have got Taylor Rapp, blah, blah. I get it. I said, but let this man, he came out young. He was immature. They got thrown to the wolves. My guy, Brandon Tucker, was training him, and basically said he just had some growing up to do. But guess what? Stephen Jones said he's going to be the starting nose tackle. That's a big improvement from somebody who got what? Played in 5 games, got minimal snaps. That's a testament for a guy who we didn't hear anything about. Over the summer, COVID, we didn't think he was working. We seen all the workout videos with everybody else, and we're like, where the hell is Tristan Hill? Guess what? Neville Gallimore tweeted us and said, hey, just because you don't see him, he is out there working, so don't slip on him. We're like, okay. You know what I'm saying? He jumped in our tweet. We didn't even tag him, boss. Gallimore jumped in our tweet, so we was like, okay, we'll see. And guess what? He wasn't lying. Tristan Hill has been working. And I know 72 is Ed Too Tall Jones, and I'll never disrespect Ed. He was one of my favorite players. But that 72 does look good on him. And he said he liked that number personally. Maybe he watched Ed Too Tall Jones. How do we know it? Maybe he went and looked at some tapes and said, you know what? I like this number because I like what he represents. But at the end of the day, I'm feeling great about Tristan Hill stepping his game up after year 2, and now he can be the starter after never seeing no time last year and with a new regime. That speaks volumes to me, boss.
Yeah, and to be honest, man, like I think a lot of people, it's still true that Thornhill was a better pick. It's true that DK Metcalf was a better pick, but that doesn't mean Tristan Hill was not a good pick.
Mm-hmm.
What happened, in my opinion, big game,
Mm-hmm.
is he had first round expectations at pick 58.
Mm-hmm.
I always said this about Tristan Hill. The problem with Tristan Hill was the fan expectation, not Tristan Hill. You know what I mean? So it's like in defensive tackle, period, even in the first round. The only time you can really say a D tackle is like sure is generally when they top 15, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like the rest of the DTs have to develop. The rest of them.
They're like big
Like,
men
and you
in
can even go
basketball.
look at,
You feel me? I said they're like big men in basketball to me.
yeah, and it's like you can go even look at Ed Oliver, right?
Mm-hmm.
Top 5 grade. He was the number 2 DT behind Phillips because Phillips had 4 years and was already accustomed to the trenches and knew what to take to be successful there. When you battling in the trenches day in and day out, your grown man body sometimes even got to catch up, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And then one more thing too about Tristan Hill. Tristan Hill was obviously under trash politics, bro.
Right.
Because when you looked at Tristan Hill in the games, you couldn't say he played bad.
He didn't.
You couldn't. Like even last year, he played good. Like when I saw the flash, I saw him take on doubles, man, shed blocks, retrace some stuff on screens, retrace his steps.
He played good in that Bears game that we played bad in. He played good in that Bears
game, bro.
And they pull him.
They would pull him,
dog.
And it would be like,
I was getting pissed off. I seen 2 straight plays where he was in the play in the backfield because he's got that very quick first step for his size. Yes. He's got that quick step. He was penetrating that gap quick as hell. And he made 2 good plays. Made the tackle. Dude only got 1 yard gain. In the next play, he stopped him in the backfield. Then they took him out. I said, why? He played good against the Rams. Why are you keep taking him out? I get what y'all talking about immature, but when he got in the few little plays he got in, you could see his explosiveness. You could see his quick first step. You could see, like, this kid can be a player if you let him keep playing. He's got to get experience on the field. Sometimes you got to mess up a little bit. You know what I mean? And it wasn't like we had people there. Tyrone Crawford was out. Who do we have there? We needed somebody in there to help, and they wouldn't put him in there. And that, to me, is a shame that you had a second-round pick, and I know he may have been immature, but you don't have anybody in that middle to help, and you're going to keep him on the bench. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, bro. And then I'm going to be honest, man. It's too many coaches and leaders and managers and owners have God complexes where they sometimes, when you get on their bad side, they like to show you how much power they have over you and that they can control your future because they mad at you. It was too much of that under the old regime. James Slater came out after Scott Linehan was fired and said that The player said that if Scott Linehan didn't like you, you played less. That's personal decisions. That's not football decisions.
Mm-hmm.
It was too much of that toxicity under the regime of Jason Garrett. So when you have a culture like that in leadership, it goes down to your coaches and then it affects your players. So that's why we would see stupid stuff like Jordan Lewis always having this rotation with Anthony Brown as if Jordan Lewis wasn't always the better player out them two. You know what I'm saying? And you will see stupid stuff like Jarwin is amazing in Yak, but they would still continue to give Witten the majority of the reps. And then they finally come out and say Witten was bad for the other tight ends this year. But we've been beating that table for the last 2 and 3 years. And what was sad is when we used to say it, Big James, people be like, y'all talking about a Hall of Famer. That's God 82.
Right.
You should dare talk about him. It's like, no, I love the Cowboys. And it was super obvious that the person that was the bigger threat after he developed was Jarwin.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it was just too much of that. And so I think it did affect Tristan Hill. And I think you're right. I think it affected other players, you know? And
you
I
don't think they don't see
you
don't think they don't see favoritism, boss? You feel me?
Yeah.
We see dog, come on, dog. We played the game, and even in jobs or anything, you can tell they said Garrett guys. So that means
Garrett
he
guys.
had his own guys. We had Philip Tanner on here, and he was saying he never tried to disrespect anybody. So let me not say that because the PT is not like that. But he did say he saw something wrong when Jason Garrett was taking Romo and Witten and them to games and everybody else wasn't going. You don't think players look at that? You don't think players see that? You don't think when Jason Witten, who retired and comes back and basically like he's never left, comes back, gets his old spot, goes back to playing as much as he was before, and you're not that same guy anymore. So that is a frustrating to me as a head coach. Are you trying to be his friend or are you trying to win games? You get what I'm saying? Because you're trying to be buddy. We trying to win games in the Super Bowl, but you're trying to worry about not messing up his ego by sitting him on the bench because he's not as good as Blake Jarwin right now. That is a fundamental mess up, dog, and I'm glad it's just gone. And I'm hoping and praying because it can happen to anybody, any coach. I'm hoping McCarthy doesn't fall prey into that. But that kind of stuff bothers me when you play a buddy system. You're here to win. You're not here to be buddies. You're here to get a championship. That's it. When you hear all these other teams and saying, look, you don't got to be my best friend, but we can work together to win this championship. And that's what the mentality's got to be. And it can't be this buddy system. And like I said, it may seem like I've been bashing Garrett all day. I haven't. It's just that it just seems like there's a mentality that we finally like and enjoy and can say that this is real and we're not playing the buddy system because the buddy system got us nowhere.
And I honestly feel like it's a little bit under McCarthy, man. You know I ain't gonna shy away from
Talk about it. I mean, damn.
I know McCarthy got that new car smell. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he can't do nothing wrong. Yeah.
Close under the hood, you'll see a couple of oil spots on the motor, meaning that oil leaking.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like Danucci, I liked his film in terms of his practice film, but it was better players at the 7th round than Danucci, and it was clear.
But you know McCarthy always drafts quarterbacks
out. I'm still got my eye on him too, and I think it was a little bit of friendliness at the linebacker, man. I'm for real.
With Sean Lee,
I think Stephen Jones led that, bro.
He led that with Sean Lee because come on, Sean Lee shouldn't be on this team.
Sean Lee shouldn't be on this team. Sean Lee played the best out of those linebackers in the latter games. I said, it's not true, bro. It was clearly Malcolm Smith, bro. Go watch the last game with not you, obviously. Yeah. Talking to people in Beery.
He played like trash in that Washington game.
Telling people,
he played like trash in that Washington game. He played like trash.
On one group.
He played like straight trash.
Who played the best at the end, bro? It was so clearly Malcolm Smith, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
so when you have your guys. He might have talked McCarthy into it like, hey, man, I think we good here. Sean Lee, he finished the year. We like where we have him coming in as the wheel so he don't get as many reps. So it's kind of prolonged him. It's like he should have been gone, bro. You should have been gone. And now you starting the season on IR.
And they ain't practiced all year. It hasn't practiced yet. And I just feel like, I mean, come on, dog. Why we putting them on IR just to bring him back. And like you said, we could have kept him Malcolm Smith. That's the shit I don't like
That
because
pissed me
that's
off,
the shit
bro.
I don't like. And everybody keeps on saying Sean Lee, he'd be a great. Yeah, he probably would be a good coach. But damn it, push him to be a coach now. Then why
Make him a
you
coach.
make him a coach? Then stop talking about how good of a coach he can be and make him a coach now. And just because he played 16 games last year, he didn't start, dog. It's just the same thing, man. I just don't want to hear it anymore about the soft tissue injuries, the hamstrings, the core. It's over. It's over,
And see, this
dog.
is what pisses me off big is we said it, man. See, that's what pissed me off, bro. When I saw that report today, bro, West Coast called me, bro. I literally told him, I said, I'm too mad to talk. I'm too mad. Because me and you said a month ago, bro.
We've been saying this years, dog.
Yeah, for real.
Let's not say months. We've been saying
called
years.
it to the T, bro. Like, this is one of those where you put a bullseye, we hit that in the middle. We said, bro, it's glass, glass, and glass. We was talking about 3 people. 2 of them are starting the season hurt before they touched anybody from an opposing team. And 1 got a neck issue.
Well, I'm hoping LVE is good because by every estimate, he's looking fierce right now. So I can't. He looks like
is.
he's
Yep.
looking fierce. Let's keep it real, dog. He's looking fierce in that middle and that mic. Now we gotta wait till the real action happens. Obviously,
man, we need some insurance, bro.
Yeah, we still need insurance,
book, bro.
Right, we still need insurance.
This is how old we've been talking about this, bro. Linebacker. I said in my book, I said when you draft insurance and your insurance gets injured, you need insurance. I said that in the first sentence of talking about linebacker in the offseason guide. The first sentence, bro. See, because LVE was the insurance for Sean Lee.
Mm-hmm.
So now LVE has a neck issue. So when your insurance needs insurance, you still need insurance.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't have quality insurance. The only thing I love is when I looked at Joe Thomas, he obviously put in some work this offseason, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He looked good.
Well, he had his best year under McCarthy.
I can only see it from his body.
Right.
I don't see the play.
Right.
And I like him on special teams.
Mm-hmm.
He looked like he came to play linebacker.
And he'll thump you.
Yeah, he looked like he bucked up. So I do feel a little bit better about the reserve now when I see his body build. Looks like he put 20 pounds of muscle on. I like that. But I just don't like the depth. When I watch the games, Big James, I'm going to be kind of watching it like this when I'm looking at linebacker and when I'm looking at safety.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be looking at it kind of like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, show me something. Like, I'm not going to be, oh, yeah, we're going to be that defensive front. I'm with you, bro. You calm me down. You made me feel so much better when you really said, Marcus, you already know how it go, bro. Boss, you know how it go.
That
front
line.
make everything.
That front.
You right.
You seen what
know
I mean? Let's think
I'm
about the Giants when they went to the Super Bowl stuff. Did they have all pro corners? I don't know if they did, but I know they had Strahan, Osaminura, Tuck. I remember all of those guys, and I remember when we used to play them Giants. Did I worry about the corners? No. When we used to play the Giants back in the day, what's the thing we worried about? That front.
Yep.
Because it was that front of the Giants made them. You get what I'm saying? When you saw the Giants, it was that front. That front controlled games. That front kept them in games. That front, when they needed a big play, made plays. So that's why I said when the Cowboys were building that offensive line, I said, please, in my heart, build this defense. And I give them their props. They have stayed to it. They have stayed to it, boss. They have not moved away from it. They finally, it looks like they have built this front to where it's strong. I mean, let's say this one more time. I don't care if Alden Smith has not played in 5 freaking years. My guy, Brandon Tucker, who is the truth as a trainer, he said, Alden, can you get 10 sacks? He said, man, you crazy. I'm getting 10 sacks. You know what I'm saying? And he said Alden's mentally is going to be a better player. You're getting Alden Smith, dog, Everson Griffin, DeMarcus Lawrence, Tyrone Crawford. Dontario Poe, and then we're going to be sliding into Randy Gregory soon. You still got a Dorrance Armstrong. You still got a young Bradley and Nye. You dog. I'm telling you. I'm getting chills right now in my freaking body because I don't care. I love defense. When I watch these games and you watch a watch party from here, you're going to be hearing me saying, get him! Get him!
Hey, man, you made me put on my CVs, my brother, because you just cooled me out, gave me a super clear view.
You feel me, dog? Come on, man.
Hey, every time you talk about that front, bro, I start smiling.
That
man.
front, dog.
Like my lady just showed up, you know, with that little thing.
Think about this. Think about this, big dog. Think about this, big dog. As much as we've been talking about our additions, how much nastier is D-Law gonna be this year?
Oh, where's that, bro?
Are we serious? How much nastier is D-Law going to be this year? We ain't even been talking about him. I think that's why he's going to be even better. Because remember, when we're talking about the Dallas defense, they put it all on DeMarcus Lawrence. Just like they used to do with DeMarcus Ware. Remember when Dallas players were falling off and it was all about DeMarcus Ware, make a play. Come on, DeMarcus Ware, make a sack. You know what I'm saying? It can't just be one man. Now he's got other players. And we know if you've been on the court or if you've been on the field, when you're a good player and you get good players near you, I'm better.
Yeah, and see, we so set up to your point, man. Excellent point, bro. Let me take back off these CVs, man. Man, listen, because they double tank a lot last year, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Tank got a lot of doubles. You can't do that this year.
You can't do that.
You can't do that.
He one-on-one in you.
Yeah, the biggest pick your pauses in two areas to me: receiver and defensive line.
Receiver and defensive. This is too much. You're gonna die. You're gonna die.
You just go have to pick which way you're gonna.
We're throwing grenades on you.
We throwing grenades on you, and we're killing your quarterback, and
we're killing your quarterback,
killing your running back.
We're dropping bombs like Hiroshima.
We all in your backfield.
We all in your backfield.
Scared to play us. People were scared to play San Fran.
You feel me? We sacking your ass.
Yeah, we sacking your ass.
And then once we sack your ass, then we're gonna throw a bomb on your ass.
Safety. That's the only reason that I'm not over here like safety. We one player away from making it. Like anybody that really know the history of the Cowboys know, like you made this point earlier. We had Larry Brown and Kevin Smith.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't the best corners in the league. They was good mid-tier corners. But we were still the number one defense in the NFL for 5 years straight, even before Dion.
Because of that front.
Yeah, and that was because of the front. To your point, you had Big Cat, Leon Led, Maryland. That's just too much, bro.
Tony Tolbert
might even be better, bro.
Dog.
Just imagine that this front might be better than them, bro.
Because I'm trying to tell you, man, when we got Everson Griffin, I was already, like, for real. Think about it. Alden Smith and Randy Gregory really are like the same type of player, just Alden Smith is bigger now. But they had that same freaky bend, 6'6", this freaky. Like, they're freaky players. They're not the normal player. See, that's why Alden Smith can sit out 5 years and play, because he's not the average normal player. Randy Gregory, who hasn't played a lot in his career, can come back and still ball out because he's not the normal player. So let's think about this. We have two players that are not the normal players, that have the freaky bend, this freaky athletic, and they're both on our damn team. Then you got an animal in Everson Griffin who don't blink, who is a crazy animal dog, and his teammates love him, and he has that attitude that we need. That's going to make a D-Law like, I want it too. Oh my God, Bradley and Nye says, man, these dudes are characters. They clowns. I love them. But when it's time to go to work, they go to work. And that's what I love hearing when a rookie is sitting back and saying, I love these dudes. These dudes is bringing it, and I need to step my game up just like them, dog. We about to kick some ass this year. I'm tired of the damn games. Let's go in here and whoop ass. I'm tired of playing with these damn teams. I'm tired of these stupid ass fans. Y'all not stupid, but y'all get on my damn nerves. Y'all always want to run y'all mouths about my Cowboys like this and that. But now, dog, every opponent I see, I'm coming in your building. I'm coming and talking to you. I'm telling it to your face. We gonna whoop your ass, and that's what's about to happen. Now, I ain't gonna be trying to get in the scraps and be like the people that you see on Facebook beating each other up and shit. But I'm gonna tell you, we gonna whoop your ass, and it's gonna be a lot of ass whoopings this year. Whether we sacking that quarterback and throwing bombs on your head, It's Dallas Cowboy time, man. And I'm gonna end it on that. You say that, and I'm gonna end it on that, big dog.
Cool, bro. Because you just ended it so wonderful. So first of all, we are literally a week away, bro. That's
8 days.
big days. Number one. Number two, what we've also done this off season, we've low key built the '90s defense in terms of their front.
Mm,
See, the '90s defense wasn't just based on talent; it was based on rotation and depth.
mm-hmm,
It wasn't too long ago that me and you was super happy with just Armstrong. It was like
mm-hmm,
he's going into year 3. This is usually the year they turn the corner, and me and you was content with him. And
mm-hmm,
it is greatly upgraded even since then. And that was only 4 months ago.
mm-hmm.
You know, so just to your point with that, bro, we finna whoop so much front. Like the fronts are gonna get destroyed this year, bro.
Y'all getting
It's getting ready
destroyed.
yeah, man. That's a perfect way to end it. Cause that's it's three things I would bet on. Dak as a major MVP candidate, top 3. CeeDee Lamb as a potential rookie of the year, likely go get it, or it's gonna be Taylor from the Colts. I would want it to be our guy, and that front. Those are the 3 things that I bet you is gonna be just crazy.
Let's get this, man. You feel me? It's our time. That's why I
It's
just
our
keep on
time, bro.
saying it's our time. But
It
hey,
is.
great freaking
It
talk
is.
tonight. Great freaking talk tonight. We talked over 2 hours, man. Didn't even seem like it. You know what I'm saying? That's my dog. Hey, boss, tell them where they find you. You know how we do. Like I said, we gonna be doing this. You know how we do. Tell them where
Oh
you
yeah,
at.
we do it,
Tell
man,
them
all
where
the
you at.
time. And
Tell
I
them
would
where you
say
at,
this,
dog.
man, Boss Cowboy. Obviously, I've done a couple of rebranded things. I got a couple of things coming, so I'm definitely redoing the website and all that kind of stuff. So I'm starting the recaps and all of that because I write the recaps for the games, and we're gonna do a whole lot more of pre-game predictions and stuff like that. So go to Boss Cowboy Sports. I'm pretty much gonna be on all the platforms. Um, and my main platform that you're gonna be able to find a lot of content on me, especially going forward as the season starts. I'm gonna start writing again this week a lot because I want to put a lot out there about the team and what to look for and what to watch out for. So it's gonna be Boss Cowboy Sports. And then I also want to say one more thing too.
Mm-hmm.
I always thank you, Big James, because I don't know why. Almost every time I do something new or turn the corner on something, you the first person, you know.
Cause
And obviously, I
it's
got
meant
love
to
for
be.
my boy West Coast and him and everybody that's really been helping me a long time. But it's like coincidentally, I don't know why. When I launched the book, my first 2 shows with you, when I changed my look, the first person that we did a show with was you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's and you see this and a lot more coming.
Mm-hmm.
It's always with you. I don't know why, man. You know what I mean? But let's just keep rocking, bro. Let's, like you say, we go do this the whole year.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing this the whole year. So make sure you guys keep on tuning in. You already know the late night hype. We're gonna be banging out those watch parties on Sunday. Make sure you checking out during the week. We got I got explosive possible guests Tuesday. I've already talked to them. They're just confirming this time. Y'all are gonna love this one. I just can't say it right now, but y'all gonna love this one. So we stand on the grind. Man, it's 8 days here in a little bit once it turns midnight, and then we got 8 more days, dog. And I mean, it's finally here. It feels weird because it's just a weird season. Like, okay, practicing in football, but at the end of the day, I don't give a hell. I don't give a hell if anybody says anything about COVID. I don't give a say. Where was the COVID season? I don't care. You call COVID all you want to. We get this 6 called a COVID 6. I'm gonna look at there and still say 6 rings, and everybody I see, I'm gonna rub it in your face. So don't make you can call it COVID all you want to. We win the Super Bowl this year, dog. You Philly Notion, Eastside Herald, all you guys. Oh my God, I'm gonna give you the business. You're gonna have to turn off your channels. You're gonna have to turn off your phones. You're gonna have to turn off all that shit because I'm not gonna stop trolling you. I am not. I'm gonna be absolutely ridiculous with it. You may have to block me.
Rock.
Feel me? Blocker. Session. So one last thing, shout out to everybody in the feed, man. We had a popping ass feed, boss. Look how you brought all these people over here, man. That's what you do. You just bring people. Your football knowledge and your goodness just bring people. So I appreciate everybody that was in the feed, man. We was over 100 deep in here. We was thick in here. Great comments. I'm sorry I didn't get to everybody's comments on here, But shout out to everybody that was in the feed. Shout out to all my members that were in the feed. Shout out to all the donations. They were popping. I appreciate everybody who donated. Appreciate all the mods who do their thing every single time on the feed. And I just appreciate and love you guys from the bottom of my heart. I'm going to do a live tomorrow for my members. I got a couple giveaways from my dog, the Lunatic. I'm going to do a giveaway tomorrow, so make sure you guys are checking in on that, my members. If you'd like to become a member, Boothang was pushing it in there. You know how we do over here. Birthday gifts coming to my dog, the Ninja, and my girl, Katina, and also my guy, DHC. I know about you as well. So let's keep on having fun, man. It's going to be an exciting year. Let's get this 6. Let's not talk about nothing else but championships, and let's get in this 6. And let's just be the mind frame. And like you said, boss, let's be united. Let's be united, Cowboy fans. We might have differences. You might like this player. I might not like that player. But at the end of the day, we Cowboys fans, and we got to loke up because this is our year. And we can't be having all that bitterness and confusion and all this other dumb shit. We got to be together as one mind, one unit like this team if we're trying to get this 6. You feel me?
The Lunatic was saying, show it.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I'm gonna show you the hold on. Don't go nowhere. I'm gonna show you these decals.
That's what's
Nice.
up. And while he getting them decals, man, I'm gonna tell you, man, y'all also continue to support Big Game in so many different ways. From the Cash App, definitely support them as the super chats, and then continue to support them in membership, because you know the slogan of Boston Cowboy Sports is your voice matters, and he has a very big voice, and he's not afraid to use it. And so you want to support somebody that's bold enough to speak truth. As he's highlighting what he's going to send out, he's showing it up now. Y'all make sure y'all take a look at it. That's super fire and hot and straight up Big Game. You got to send me one of those too, bro. You can't tease that.
Hey, man, that's my dog. I got you. That's my dog. Hey, that's my dog, the Lunatic, man. That's the man right there.
Kill that. Oh
yeah,
my God.
You feel me?
Luna. Ball Cowboy.
He said,
"Hey, put your ball up, man. You Big J's over here like you. That's like that's the bro. You can't show a steak to a hungry dog, my brother. You can't do that, man.
Hey, like I said, man. You know what I mean? Hey, that's my dog, the Lunatic. I'm having to send me some more. But hey, we're gonna be doing this. We got another few games. I'm setting up my monitor this weekend. Me and Boothang. I'm doing some reconstruction on as well, boss. I'm adding a few more things, just trying to build up the channel, add a few more little, wrinkles. You feel me? Like trying to do more and bring more content, to the channel, so everybody can always be excited and jump in. Silver and Blue Nation know they're gonna have a good time. But at the end of the day, let's get this 6. Great show. I appreciate everybody, and I appreciate you, dog. And we'll be talking to you guys soon, and we'll definitely be doing this soon. So make sure you tune in. And Silver and Blue Nation, Boss Cowboys, we out. Peace.